Hey awesome ones, Heather here. Have you been hearing about that CoverGirl, Olay, anti-aging, Simply Ageless makeup? Well, I've been hearing about it too, and I thought, sounds like a review to me, so just stick around and I'm gonna do a review for you. It all starts in just a few seconds. So I actually did a couple of commercials for Oil of Olay, and I'm going to talk about that a little later on in the video and let you know how you can check one of those out. Now, what I'm going to do is this review. It is a non-sponsored review, which means that I bought all the makeup with my own money, and I also have a giveaway later on. I bought that with my own money as well. So first of all, let's do a presto changeo and see me without any makeup. So you know I like to keep it real for all of you. So here's my 63-year-old face with no makeup on, but let's start this review and see if it will make me simply ageless. So let's start with the Simply Ageless Foundation Primer. Now, I love this primer. I have been using this and enjoying it. I've been using it with Estee Lauder, with L'Oreal, with the, the powder foundation mixtures as well. So really, really love it here. So as you can see, it has a really nice dewy texture, and I just sort of put it on just like this, just around and underneath my eyes a bit, on my cheeks. And I love this primer. Can't talk when I'm putting it on, I guess. I love this primer so much. I'm doing a giveaway and a draw for you guys. So all you have to do is you just have to be a subscriber. And hey, if you're not a subscriber, just click on the subscribe button below there if you're liking the videos, of course. And don't forget to click on the bell, because then you'll be notified when they're out. And all you need to do to go in the hat to win this this primer is you just have to put in the comments that you want the primer, and your name will go in the hat. So as you can see, it's, well, maybe you can't see, but it's so dewy, it's so soft. Really love it. All right, so by the way, the draw will be next Friday for that primer. Forgot to tell you that. All right, let's get going with the concealer now, and I quite like this concealer. I've only used it once. I did a practice run, but what I found with it is it's a little bit thin putting on it first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right into, this purpley part of my eyes and down along like that, but I'm not going to put it back into the container. I want it to dry out a little bit. So remember, almost put my eye on. Let's go this way. This is a concealer brush. I talked about that in other videos, and I'm just going to go right up in the purple part. And there you go. You can sort of already tell the difference between the two sides. I'm going to finish up this side, but if you've got any dark spots, which I do, age spots, make sure that you're using it a little bit dried out. And you see those spots there? I don't know if Bill can do a close-up on those spots there, but I'm just going to dot those nasty little spots there and blur them away. And when I put the foundation on, it's going to do a nice cover-up. Oh, and the color of the concealer that I use, since I'm fair, is fair. So just in case you were wondering about that. And also, I kind of gave a teaser in the last video or two about the fact that I have done an Oil of Olay. Actually, I did 2 Oil of Olay commercials way back in 1984. And you don't have to leave the video right now, but you might want to jot it down or try to remember. All you have to do is look up Oil of Olay 1984. And you'll see a bunch of videos on YouTube down the side. Look for the one where somebody is sort of touching a jar of oil of Olay, and check out me about, oh gosh, how many years now? Like 34 years ago doing that commercial. So I just thought I'd bring you down memory lane with me on that one. So I guess now it's CoverGirl / Olay. So yeah, and I gotta tell you, these products that I bought, they're really, really reasonably priced, and you can get them at a drugstore or most department stores. And of course, we have links for them underneath here, and we'll probably also have them at Amazon.com / awesomeover50, our Amazon storefront for you. It's only for USA people, so if you're anywhere else in the globe, just click on the links below for the Olay / CoverGirl products, and I think you're really going to like them. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention at this point is I am buying all my own products for reviews and for giveaways, and also, I don't know if you can tell, but we got an upgraded camera. We went and got this new camera, so I don't know if you can tell that it's a little less grainy than the camcorder we were using. So we also have a Patreon account, and it's www.patreon.com / awesomeover50. It's kind of like a tip jar. I don't like asking like this, and I just, you know, if you don't want to, cool, no problem. But, you know, we have that. I think it's $5 a month if you wanted to participate in that. And it just only makes us better. We just want to get the best equipment, the best lighting, the best product reviews, everything, clothing we want to buy at malls and that sort of thing. And just be the most awesome over 50 channel that you can get. But as I'm rambling on, of course my concealer is dry now, and let's get to the 3-in-1 foundation. So next is the Simply Ageless 3-in-1 foundation, and the color I'm using on this is Ivory, and it's 3-in-1. What does that mean? Well, apparently it reduces the signs of wrinkles, it improves tone, and it moisturizes. So, woo, we can really use a lot of that. So again, I'm just gonna do the old squirt here. As you can see, it's a nice consistency, and let me grab my beauty blender and get going with this. All right, so I use my hand like a little palette here, and I'm using my beauty blender, and don't forget you have to dampen your beauty blender, okay? So and I do wash it every single night. I know it looks a little gross, but anyway. Okay, so what I do with the beauty blender is I just sort of put it on, and then I just start to smooth it out a little bit. So let's just, sorry, I'm using a mirror in front of me here, so hopefully I'm giving you not too much of a slouch look. You get the drift. I'm sure a lot of you put foundation on before, but okay, let's just keep going here a little bit. Now on the cheeks, because I have all those little spots and that, I put it on a lot thicker, a lot more dabbing on that side, and the same with over here. I'm going to put it on a lot thicker. Okay, all right, so I like to let the foundation kind of dry a little bit, and while it's drying, I'm going to work on my eyes. So first of all, I have this eyeliner, and it's called a Perfectly Point, and it's in onyx black. And so let's just sort of see how the eyeliner works here. It's working out nicely. I think it's also water resistant. Probably not waterproof, but, and you know how I like to do a little swoosh there. And what I like about this is it's got that little smudging thing on the bottom of it. So I can sort of smudge that up a little bit to give me, you know about the hooded eyes. I have hooded eyes. I've also done a video on hooded eyes, and what I'm going to do is put the link up there. It'll give you a little bit more in-depth on how to do the swoosh. But let's get to the eyeshadow, and this is the CoverGirl eyeshadow that I chose, and it's True Naked Nudes. Okay. Olay. There you go. Very interesting name there. And what I like about this particular one is it does have its own applicator. So it's got an applicator there for the light, and then it also has an applicator for the darker one. So what I think I'm going to do, it has some sparkly ones in it as well, but what I'm going to do is use the matte. If I was going to a party or something, I would definitely use the sparkly, but I'm going to use the matte. So let's go ahead using this matte one here, and all I'm going to do is put it right there on my eyes. Ooh, that goes on very, very, wow, that's a thick sort of thing. And we're just gonna lightly put it up there because that went on very thick. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna smooth that out with my fingers a little bit. Okay, so as far as the inside of my eye, inside of this part of my eye, I'm going to use, let's use this brown here with this side of the brush, and away we go. Ooh. Okay, so it goes on really dark. And I also like to put a little bit, very carefully, don't go too thick, put a little bit underneath my eye. Because I'm not going to put liner underneath my eyes. A lot of times if we're older, it makes us look pretty harsh when we put the black liner underneath there. So you're going, Heather, that looks terrible. Of course it does. I'm not finished yet. I'm going to use this brush here to smooth everything out. Just see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to smooth so that it looks a lot more natural. And then I'm also going to do the other eye. So have a little bit lighter of work with this because it does go on pretty heavy. So next is for the blush, and check this out. This has got the blush. It has the contouring / bronzer and also the highlighter all in one. Now, it's a little bit, I noticed it's a little bit powdery, but I went for a pinky color. I think it's called 510, and I use a brush like this, and I'm just going to put, see, very, very powdery. So you got to be careful with this. I'm going to blow some of this off because I don't want to be, and I'm going to dab on really lightly. Oh, wow. See, if I would have put that on too thick, I would have done the kind of clown look as far as my cheeks are concerned. All right, so for the contouring, we're going to use this kind of bronzing here. And again, really light on this, guys, because this powder goes on dark. The thing that I really like to do is I really like to look natural and not fake. So even though I want to do a nice cheekbone, I don't want it at the expense of people going, wow, look at her blush and her bronzer there. So I put a little bit under my jowls here. Jowls. Ugh, hate that word. And a little bit up here. And, oh, you know what? I'm finding also when I put on a foundation, I always have to put a little blush under here and just a touch up here just to make it all kind of smooth over. And oh yes, don't forget the sides. You know, our noses are growing. It's one of the wonders of aging. So I'm going to put a little bit of contour down the side of my nose here and along here as well. And what about the highlighters? So here's the highlighter right here, and again, kind of powdery. And I'm going to put the highlighter. I know everybody thinks it makes you youthful looking, but you know what? If you put too much on, well, what can I say? It's just too much highlighter. So maybe a touch here, and that's about it. Some people like to put a little bit there at the, is it called the Cupid's bow right there? But anyway, yeah. Ooh, sparkle. Can you really see that sparkle there? Bill, can you do a little close up for the sparkle? All right, so now it's mascara time, and we're using the Black Exhibitionist. Okay, who came up with all of these weird names, but Exhibitionist it is, so, And one thing I noticed about this is it's got a beautiful long wand on it. So we're just going to touch those eyes up here. And I must say it is going on quite nicely. Usually I would put maybe 3 coats of mascara, but I think with this one I'll just need 2 coats and just 1 coat on the bottom. So I'll go ahead and finish that up. Now for the lips, I thought I'd use this kind of pinky color this time. I've been using some red lipstick lately, but this is really nice for the warmer weather. And it's a 2-part system. I've used this before, and you just sort of, you know, I don't like goopy, but this isn't really goopy because you put it on your lips. I'm not even using a liner because it kind of, you can draw it on yourself. Okay, so that actually dries to a matte finish. So we'll give it a little bit of time here, but it really is drying on your lips. So you've got to use this part next, and this is a sealant. And it's almost like a lip balm. Make sure, they say it's all day lipstick, but you know what? It's kind of okay for me after 1 coffee. But what I also like about these 2 lipsticks together is you can kind of put them in a back pair of jeans or something like that. They're pretty unintrusive. Now, there you go. It's, I feel it almost sticking together now. Time for the sealant, and the sealant's super easy. All you do is just go over top of it like that, and you've got a nice shiny lip going. So next, let's work on my disappearing brows. Oh, my brows seem to be, hairs seem to be falling out there, but what I decided to buy was the CoverGirl pomade. Now, the eyeshadow and some of these eye products are not age defying. They're not called that anymore, but this little pomade, I thought it was really cute. Now I bought it in a honey brown thinking that that would be my color, but it's really kind of dark, so just a pre-warning about that. It has a little brush inside of it, so that's really nice. Now if you want to go to the you know, to the actual liners. CoverGirl does have liners as well for just, pencils, for eyebrow pencils. But now you should have a spoolie somewhere in your makeup kit, if not maybe an old mascara wand. But what I want to do is I want to brush up my hairs a little bit like this. And for this endeavor, I'm going to use the stencil. And if you saw my last eyebrow makeup one, I'll put the link up there for you. These stencils are amazing. So let's see if I can work this with just the 2 hands here. Just put this little brush in here. And I know this is dark, but you know what? Darker eyebrows are kind of in now. So we just put this little stencil over top of my eyebrow like that. And then we just color in. Ooh, it does look dark. Okay, that's fine. It's okay that it looks a little bit dark. You're going, wow, that looks way too dark. But what I'm going to do is with that little brush that I had, which I can't find right now, but I will. I'm going to brush the hairs up a little bit and make it look more natural. So let me just do the other eye, and I'll do that. And oh, here's the brush right here. So Heather, the professional makeup person. So let's just do this. Okay, here we go. And maybe Bill can get a little more of a close-up, so you're going, oh, that looks terrible, but watch. We're just going to do some brushing. And see how we're bringing it just a lot more natural. It doesn't look as harsh at all. Let me just finish the other eye and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So as you can see, yeah, they're a little bit darker, but once I kind of brushed them out a little bit, they gave a nice framing, and they're certainly a lot better than the no eyebrow look that I had before. So now let's sort of put on a little bit more of this exhibitionist mascara, and I'm going to tell you, I'll only need 2 coats of this. I love this mascara. It's for the price. I mean, I told you before, the prices of these products, these are probably the least expensive. Maybe Burt's Bees was a close second, but they're really inexpensive, and yeah, just, it's a lovely, lovely mascara. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wear this makeup for about 6 hours, and yeah, I'm going to touch up the lipstick here and there, and then I'll be back with Little Hurricane and I'll tell you how it was. Okay, so I've worn the makeup now for 6 hours, and I gotta tell you, the mascara is amazing, and the eyeshadow, all of these eye products were really, really good. And I also want to tell you that I did a test run, and I did try the mascara to take it off just with, you know, natural soap and water, and it came off super, super easily, so yay for that. The foundation, it wore okay, but I am seeing my little age spots starting to peek up. I don't know if you can see it. I guess I'm just really sensitive about it. And I just saw some of the darkness kind of coming through a little bit. So didn't go on, as it's certainly not one of those Estee Lauder 24-hour types of things, but also it's like half the price as well. So now the one thing is this highlighter that I put on here, you know, the sparkly yellow highlighter. And boy, did that dry out my skin. Like, I've got wrinkles there that I never even knew I had. I think it just really, really dried out the skin. So, you know, that's me, and it might be my skin, but that's what I found out about that. Now, I have used this lipstick, the 2-part lipstick, before, and I gotta say, it was really good today. I probably only touched it up, well, I did. I only touched it up twice, and of course, putting that little gloss over is a no-brainer. You can do that without even a mirror or anything. So, all in all, I'm going to give this makeup a thumbs up. There she is. And, you know, if you maybe haven't worn makeup for a long time, you know, you had your kids and you got out of the whole makeup scene, this is a really good entry line for makeup. Also, if you just want to apply things a little lighter, maybe you don't have all the stuff going on that I do, then it's a great makeup for you at any price. And yeah, you know what? It's also a good beginner makeup if you're just starting out. And talking about a thumbs up, a lot of you give a thumbs up to our little Hurricane. Hey Hurricane, how are you doing? Oh yeah, and Hurricane is here. Okay baby, Hurricane is here to remind me to let you know about future videos, and I really want to do a future video on questions you may have about fashion, about makeup, whatever, you know, just awesome traveling or whatever you're thinking about, and just put a comment maybe below, and don't forget to mention that you want in on the draw for the primer. That'll be next week that we'll do that, and I think next week is oh, what's the date of that? It's around March 30th, I think. So stay tuned for that. And also for the Tuesday videos, we have more inspirational. Fridays are fashion and makeup, and Tuesdays are inspirational travel, food, fun, and we're going to be going to one of the natural wonders of the world. So stay tuned for that. That'll be really interesting, and we're going to have lots of fun there. Oh, and also I'm going to do another makeup video on some SPF products for the warmer weather, and also what can you wear for makeup if you want to go swimming. So stay tuned, and remember that, you know, being youthful, it's just a state of mind. It really is. And remember that. Keep a smile on your face, and as CoverGirl says, keep it easy, breezy, and awesome. We'll see you later.